Hi everyone! Today for a watercolor project I thought I'd do a local flower here in Southern California. They're called a Garzinnia and they look, I have a picture here, they look suspiciously like sunflowers, but they're much smaller. They're maybe just about that big around and they're very low to the ground. So let's try these for today. I'm using my same watercolor journal that I do. The watercolor paper makes it just so much easier to paint in watercolor. But here I am using very inexpensive palette that I've had all the while here. And so let's just start. And some brushes too. Okay, so I like to start, let's put this right here. With the light color, let's start with the yellow. Okay, and I have it's a very light yellow. I have two kinds of yellow and some orange. What's nice, interesting about these is, yes, they're yellow orange, but then towards the center they have these brown type marks inside. So that'll give it the characteristics of that flower. So that's basically what we're after, really, the characteristics, not so much interpreting it. So we'll do one face on and then like one maybe on the side. So here we go. Just putting down. This time I'll be using the straight type of water on, it's called wet to dry technique. We're not putting down any water first, but we'll try that with the sideways one and then we'll see what you like better. So there's that. And because it has these dark little dots in the middle, I'm going to go straight to the brown and put those in, because when it's wet then it should spread nicely through to give us the effect of what those leaves would be like. And maybe I should paint a little further out here. Can you see that? Let's try fixing that. There you go. I think that's a little better, right? Okay. So we have this. Okay. And to give the petals a little more depth, that's just my dog laying down. It sounds drastic, but he's a big dog, so when he moves around, you kind of know it. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of this orange here. I'm using it straight from the palette, okay? And dropping some of that inside the wet color. Making some points on there. Okay. So let's let the paint do what it wants. And in the center, I definitely will use the wet on wet. So I'm taking just some water and filling the center of the flower with just water. Stippling it in. Oops, can you see it? I'm sorry. And I'll be using purple. Some artistic license here. We're not painting these for a botanical magazine or anything, so as long as they look like the flower, we can do what we want. Okay, so these are coming out very interesting. Right now I'm just guiding the paint to the edges. And it's giving the flower a little more definition. These flowers are all over in the summertime because they're very, excuse me, drought resistant. So they use them a lot in landscaping here. And they are really lovely. They come in this yellow, they come in a darker orange too, so they're really, really nice ground cover. Okay, so here's the flowers so far. Okay, now let's do one from sideways. Okay, and I want to do the wet on wet technique. So I'll put it, let's say up here. So I'm putting just a circle around and I'm painting a sideways version. So the circle with the petals, painting it with the water. Hope you can see a little bit of that, the shadows. Let me tone down the light a little bit, it'll be easier to see. Okay, so start again with, I'll use a medium yellow this time, or a little warmer yellow than the other one. It's good when you're painting, excuse me, a bunch of flowers together, that you use different ranges of the same color, because then it just looks a lot more interesting than if you don't use those the same color. And because I used a deeper yellow, I'm gonna go for a deeper orange, and this one's almost like a red right here. I'm gonna again drop it in the middle. I just love it when I see the paint just spread like that. It just adds so much interest to your painting, and it makes every one of your paintings will be an individual work of art because of that, because it'll spread differently every time. And then in the middle, let's do the brown again. Okay, I'll show you the brown, same one as before. I'm gonna just lightly tap it in the middle there. And then I'm going to use purple again. I really kind of like that purple, and I'm tapping that also in the middle, right there. Okay. So I'm going to let that work its little magic. And, let's see. Let's do some leaves and all. So now the leaves on our picture here, you see they're really quite simple, just straight long ones. So that'll be kind of nice to do. So we'll use a medium green. As usual, I like to mix my colors. Today I'm using the lid of the same palette. You see I'm really high tech, as you can tell. Anybody can do this. Just have fun. So that's going to be the green I'm going to use for the stem, like that. So they look pretty straight up and down, right? Like that. And then I'll add a little bit of the lighter green to the green that I had here. Put it right in this part. Make it a little lighter, because the leaves seem a little lighter than the stem. I forgot the word there. Okay, here we go. Go like this. And here too, you can vary the color of the green, and it makes your painting much more interesting, you know. Use it to be the same or different. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is work on this flower a little bit. There's been a lot of bleeding here, which is okay, but we can tap it to get the texture that I would like. So what I did is just I cleaned the brush, dry the brush, So with a dry brush, you can tap right into the wet paint and the brush will act as a sponge. And see that? And also I'd like to soften these definition lines in this one. So what I'm going to do is use a wet brush and soften these lines just like that. Okay, see? Because the water activates the paint again. It's not very dry right here. So you can reactivate it. You just move it around. Just like to blend them out a little bit. And it's nice when all the petals are different. Because in nature everything's beautiful, but it's not always all the same. That's what makes it beautiful. Oops, I hope you're in the camera for this. I'll show you in a moment. So I just blended out these edges with a wet brush. You see how it can pick it up and move it around a little bit with just a wet brush. Okay. And let's do a little bit on the other flower. Just so that it can seem like they kind of fit in the same place. Let's mix up a little bit of, I'll use the original yellow that I had with some of this peach. Using the lid again. And here we go. Make sure that's in. So I'm just tapping it in. Don't worry if your petals overlap because that actually happens. That in. And I'm going to do as I did in the other flower, I'm going to tap some of this purple. Gives it texture and it also dimension actually. There you go. So let's put in some blue sky, because we all love a blue sky. In California, there's blue skies for days and days and months. That's why everybody moves here. It is very pretty. Let's go blue. And I wetted the paper before. I'm just dropping it in again. And let's see. I like to blot it to get like a little bit of texture-ish type effects. I'm just using, this is actually one of the white sponges. Here you go. Well, there you go. Your impressionist version of Garzinnia's. Have fun and post your pictures. I love to see them. If you try this out, please post them in the comments, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.